everyone. I just wanted to come on Instagram Live real quick so I could answer questions just for like a few minutes. So if you're out there, definitely join in. You can ask some questions. And then I also want to tell you my story of how I got into Google Ads, because this has been like 3 years of trial and error and testing. So back in 2020 when the pandemic hit, my elopement photography business was doing awesome. And thank goodness I had really started an SEO strategy a few years beforehand. So all of my inquiries really stopped being from Instagram and started coming from Google. So, when I started coaching people in 2020, I noticed that there was this huge change in Instagram where, because TikTok was so popular during our lockdown, and that's when Instagram started focusing on video content and reels and really trying to what's the word? Like trying to compete with TikTok. So it turned into a totally different app. And it wasn't the app where you could really just like post and get inquiries like you used to prior to 2020. And if you've come to any of my like group coaching classes or my free master classes, I have this graph that shows, my inquiries, from Instagram and Google back from like the beginning of 2019 up until now. And you can see where Instagram is like one of my biggest sources of inquiries. And then it just tanks in April of 2020, and it never recovers again. Even when I was super active on there, even when I had a social media manager doing all the right things on there, Instagram just never came back as a big source of inquiries for me. I get 0 to 4 a month, no matter what I do. And very few of them book, and a lot of them are kind of price hagglers. So I knew that when I started coaching photographers at the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021, I knew I had to come up with a way for them to get, bookings fast, because Instagram wasn't working the way it used to. SEO and Pinterest were going to take, a year or two to really see results. So like, what are they going to do in the interim to like get results fast? So that's when we started playing around with Google Ads. So some of my first coaching students, mainly elopement photographers, started playing around with Google Ads starting in 2021. And we've basically over the years really figured out a way to make it work for us and make it work where like the return on investment is like 17 to 30 times what you pay in ads. So that means if someone pays, one of my students I just posted about spent $1,800 on ads in 3 months and booked 46K worth of elopements. And that was like, she literally went from zero to investing in Google Ads to getting booked out to the point where she had to stop her ads because she was getting so many inquiries. So Google Ads are basically the way to get quick and easy, quick and easy bookings. The way like social media used to be. Social media just isn't that way. People spend so much time on Instagram. It's really a pay-to-play place. I get tons of business as a coach from Instagram because I spend money on ads, but when we really needed to create a short-term strategy for all my coaching students, Google Ads was the way that we did it. So I've helped, probably over 60 elopement photographers this year, or in the past couple years, go from 0 to 6 figures. And Google Ads has always been my secret weapon. So over the years, we have figured out that there's a certain way to do it. There's a certain strategy. We had to tweak it a lot because when we started running Google Ads, the Google Ads experts, they would call and email my coaching students constantly wanting to talk to them about their ads. And every time they did something new with their ads, it would get totally messed up and like the inquiries would stop. So we've really had to do a lot of trial and error over the years. And that's kind of the strategy that I've created today is what you see in Adventures in Google Ads, my course. So I'm here to kind of tell you my backstory and how we created this and how it's been years and years of testing and proving that it works, and what not only like what you need as the campaign setup, but how to optimize it, how to refine it, how to get the biggest return on your ad spend, and then also how to create a page that converts the people who do get in front of your ad. So if anybody has any questions, I would love to answer those questions. We're talking about Google Ads specifically today. If you have any questions, just drop them in the chat and I'll answer them. If you don't, I'm going to go over some of the most common questions. So one of the most common questions is, how do you target the audience? Because it's not just like you start an ad and it just goes anywhere. You get to actually pick which, oh, hello everybody. You get to pick somebody's just asking a question. Now my train of thought just went off to the side, but I'll get back to that question. So you get to pick exactly what search you are keywords. So when your ideal couples are searching for things like how to elope in Colorado or Hawaii elopement photographer, you get to target those exact searches. So those are called keywords, and you get to target those keywords specifically. So your ad isn't being shown all over the place. It's being shown at the top of the search results that you pick. So that's really cool. So you can basically decide, I want to be at the top of Colorado elopement photographer, which took me like 4 years to get on the first page of that with SEO. You can pay to get on the top of it right now. And what the other cool thing about it is that you don't pay unless somebody clicks on your ad. So that's way different than meta ads, because meta ads, you pay for impressions. So whether somebody clicks on your ad or interacts with it or not, the fact that it's putting your ad out there in front of people, in front of randos, you pay for all that. Whereas with Google, you only pay every time somebody clicks on your website. And normally that click costs about $1 to $2, sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on the market. But yeah, so you only pay when somebody clicks onto your website. And your website should be doing the selling for you. I mean, it's going to show your personality, your photos, all the things. So yeah, if somebody is Googling Colorado elopement photographer and they see your ad at the top and it's like, Colorado elopement photographer, I'm the coolest elopement photographer in Colorado, I do all the cool things, obviously we would teach you how to do a better description than that. And then they click on your ad and go to your website, that's $1. So typically you need, and I've been collecting data for years and years and years now. You need 100 website visitors to get one inquiry. So you can kind of like reverse engineer how many inquiries you want, how many of your inquiries turn into bookings, and we teach you all of that stuff inside of Adventures in Google Ads. So that's really how you target the right people. And then the second biggest question I get is like, what should the budget be? And that's kind of dependent on a lot of things, because 100 website visitors should equal one inquiry. So if you're already getting some organic traffic, then you might not need as big of a budget as somebody who needs, has 50 website visitors and you're kind of starting from scratch. So hello everybody. A lot more people joined. Hello, I'm answering questions about Google. So most people ask about the budget. And so if you kind of reverse engineer it, about 100 website visitors equals one inquiry. And if you're doing awesome, about 20% of your inquiries should lead to bookings. So normally I like people to spend about 15 to 20 bucks a day. And then as you see a lot of success with those numbers, you can scale even higher. So some of the folks that I help that are booking 200K worth of elopements a year, they might be spending 50 bucks a day on their ads, and they might be turning them on and off depending on the seasonality of stuff. But it basically is just this thing that runs in the background on autopilot that is constantly bringing in inquiries and bookings to your website. You don't have to be hustling on social media. Your website does all of the, does all of the selling, and then you can kind of reverse engineer your numbers so that you have control over your bookings. And this is all taught in my Adventures in Google Ads course. Somebody just asked if I was having a Black Friday sale. My Adventures in Google Ads course is basically on sale right now. It's going to be gone November 21st. My birthday and my husband's birthday are right around Thanksgiving. So we're leaving for Peru today. And we are not doing any Black Friday anything. I don't want to be selling on my birthday. I don't like Black Friday sales. All my Black Friday sales, quote unquote, were earlier this month. So, so I'm not doing any sales for Adventures in Google Ads, but I am upping the price after this launch. So it's essentially on sale because you'll never get it this cheap again. So if anybody else has any questions, there was just one Black Friday question. If anyone has any questions about Google Ads, please drop them in the comments and I will answer them. I already talked about, how to target your audience and what your budget should be. Those are the two biggest ones. And then the other thing that I see is just people, I see a lot of mistakes when people are running their ads. One of them is being afraid to run them at all, or running them for like a month and not seeing like dramatic success and then turning them off. I want you to run them for at least 3 months. And right now is the best time to start running them because there are people who over the holidays are going to be searching for a photographer. And then once January comes, once all the holidays are over, they're going to be ready to commit. So right now is kind of, a slow time a lot of times. And then January and February are huge booking months. So you want to start your ads today so that people can start learning about you, finding you, revisiting your website, getting used to your photography and your personality, stuff like that. So, someone said, haha, that was my question. How long should you run them? So some people will start running them and like 3 days later they get a booking, and that's amazing for them. But that's not always the case. Some people, it takes longer for them to see results. And why I want you to run them for at least 3 months. And this is also why I have a group coaching calls and a Slack group for my course, Adventures in Google Ads, is because that first 3 months is terrifying because you are putting money out there and you may not necessarily see results immediately, but people are finding you. Whereas before they were finding your competition or just like they couldn't find you anywhere at all. So the reason why it takes 3 months is because Google is learning. It's learning like which combination of headlines and descriptions to show people, which keywords are the most attractive to people. It's also, it's just learning like the best results. And then during that time, you're also going to be, optimizing it and refining it a little bit, maybe like removing some keywords that are too expensive and stuff like that, changing up your descriptions and headlines so that people are clicking through to your ad and are excited to click on your ad. But then most importantly, our ideal couples don't just like see an ad and then reach out to you right away. Our ideal couples are thoughtful. They have money to spend and they don't take this lightly, this decision to book a photographer. So they might take some time. They may revisit your website a few times. They may go to your Instagram and like binge some of your past content and watch your stories. They may take some time, like maybe they're busy because they're busy professionals and they just don't have time over the holidays to really reach out. So that's also why we don't always see these huge booking successes in the first 3 months, although it's totally possible. And I expect January and February to be huge, but our ideal couples, they're going to take time to decide who to choose. If you are getting a ton, like if somebody sees an ad, if they Google something, see an ad and immediately fill out the contact form like 10 minutes later, normally that's a ghost. So someone who's going to ghost you because they're probably filling out too many contact forms. Or it's a price shopper who's just hoping they can get a good deal and they don't really care or trust the photographer that they're booking. They just want a good deal. Whereas we want to build trust ahead of time. And sometimes that takes more than 24 hours or a week, Not that you can't build trust quickly with certain people. Some people are quick decision makers. And I've definitely seen people pulling in huge wins in the first few weeks of of creating their Google ads. But you gotta do that first 3 months. And that's really why I've created our private Slack group and Adventures in Google Ads, and our group coaching call. So we can coach you through that and make sure that there's nothing wrong with your ad and to quiet the panic and talk you off the ledge a little bit. If it's not like working right away. And years from now, when all of your like inquiries are just coming in on autopilot, then you're going to be glad that you waited through those 3 months. And then I have another one. Where do I find the link to the Google Ads? I'm assuming from my course. It's in my bio. So I'm gonna link it when I post this live to my feed. But yeah, if you go to my bio, it's like the first link, Adventures in Google Ads. It is available for the next few days. I'm closing it on Thursday. And I really, really, really invite you all to join. It is life-changing. I hear that over and over and over again, that it's the best investment someone has ever made, that it's totally changed their life and their business. And so I'm not going to dance around the fact that this is an amazing course, and I want to help you change your business for 2025. If you are worried about how many bookings you have for 2025, like, you have to have a plan. And a lot of people's plan is just to like hope that they go viral on like Instagram or something. Google Ads is a plan that involves numbers, it involves strategy. It's not a hope strategy. It's an actual strategy where you can reverse engineer things with numbers, where you can actually calculate the return on investment that you're getting. And so I really, really, really encourage you, if you're watching this, to go to the link in my bio, or I'm probably going to link it underneath here. Yeah. And then, somebody just asked if we're already in Stoked Academy, is this additional? Should we do both? So Stoked Academy does have some information about Google Ads in there. Adventures in Google Ads is really like the next level advanced support. So we have, myself and 2 support coaches that have been running Google Ads for like 3 years. And so in Adventures in Google Ads, we are basically just committed to helping you run your Google Ads and troubleshoot your Google Ads and make sure you're getting as big a return on investment as possible. So that's like 100% what me and the coaches are focusing on in there. So I definitely have people who have joined both. And some people who are just in Stoked Academy and are DIYing their ads. Although, and they might have success if you DIY your ads, but like anybody who's like, I don't want to fumble this, get in the group with us so that we can help you, because we'll screen share with you. We'll tell you which keywords to get rid of. We'll tell you how to reduce your cost per click and improve your click-through rates and improve your optimization score and all these things that sound really scary, but that you're going to be a pro at. And my hope for you is that at some point you're getting too many inquiries where you just have to turn off your ads like Vanessa did. She had to turn off her ads after a few months because she got so booked out and was getting like 5 inquiries a day or something crazy. So yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna head off now of the live. I'm gonna post this onto my my feed. I am heading to Peru today, and because I like to get away from Black Friday. So one of the questions was if I was doing a Black Friday sale. I am not selling anything on Black Friday. If you want to grab Adventures in Google Ads now, this is the lowest price it's ever going to be. And it's both for weddings. Oh, that's a great question, Jess. It's for weddings, it's for elopements, and we're starting to help maternity photographers, newborn photographers, family photographers. We're really branching out because every niche in photography is struggling. And everybody would benefit from getting on Google. So boudoir photographers were helping, people who want to get booked like in Iceland and Scotland were helping, people who want to get booked, for any kind of elopement or any kind of wedding. We've been helping everybody. So this is one of the programs where I kind of do a little bit more than just elopements. And cool. I'm really excited to share more with you. Definitely hit up the link in my bio. It's only on sale until November 21st, and then it goes away. And the next time I sell it, it's going to be a lot more expensive. So get in there, and I'll see you in Peru. Bye.